Welcome to this screencast which presents the key new features in InaSAFE 1.2. InaSAFE is developed in partnership with Indonesia's National Disaster Management Agency, the Australian Agency for International Development, through the Australia-Indonesia Facility for Disaster Reduction, and the World Bank's Global Facility for Disaster Reduction and Recovery. Let's take a look at some of the new developments in InaSAFE. In InaSAFE 1.2, the user interface has been updated. All dialogues have been reviewed to make sure they are easier to use. And the doc panel has been overhauled so that the question area automatically hides based on the context of what you're doing. The doc report area also supports updated branding, an updated theme, and richer, clearer information provided to the user. InaSAFE also supports new icons to match our branding updates, and the icons are now made available on their own toolbars, separate from the generic plugin toolbar. Let's take a look at some of the impact function related improvements we have added in this release. Firstly, all impact functions that work with population exposure now support minimum needs reporting. Minimum needs are configurable using the impact function parameters dialog here. Minimum needs are used to calculate the support requirements, kilograms of rice, liters of water, and the number of toilets and family kits that are needed for all evacuated people in the event of a disaster. The next key feature that we have added is support for aggregation and post-processing. Aggregation enables per-area reporting of results based on an aggregation layer. For example, here we have a layer of city districts that we would like grouped reporting on. When we run the analysis with aggregation enabled, the impact results are taken and divided by area, producing statistics for each of the 5 districts of Jakarta. Post-processors are pluggable modules that calculate derived information from the impact map. For example, here we can see the gender breakdown post-processor results for this impact assessment. Post-processors are also configurable in the function options dialog before you run an analysis. We have also added a number of tools to make it easy to carry out tasks in InaSAFE. The minimum needs tool can be used when you have a dataset containing existing evacuation numbers. For example, calculated using a different tool. The tool was first designed during the Jakarta January 2013 floods. The disaster managers already knew how many people were in each refugee camp, but wanted to know the quantity of relief items needed to sustain the camp for a week. It will create a new dataset with additional columns showing the quantity of relief items needed per camp. The Shake Map importer can be used to import a USGS Grid XML Shake file. The file is converted to a GeoTIFF and all necessary keywords are added to it for it to be used directly in InaSAFE. The Batch Runner tool provides an efficient way to run multiple scenarios in one go. For example, you can use it to rerun standard scenarios when an exposure file is updated. The Save Scenario tool is a companion tool for the Batch Runner. It allows you to save the currently loaded scenario in a format that can be used by the Batch Runner. The OSM Downloader tool will fetch OpenStreetMap building footprints in a format that is ready to use as an exposure layer in InaSAFE. The underlying service for the downloader prepares the data by assessing the various OSM tags in order to place the buildings into simplified categories, such as medical, education, sports facilities, government buildings, and places of worship. Along with the externally visible improvements we have made, we have also restructured and improved our codebase in order to make it easier for new developers to join and contribute to the project. A final thing to note in this release is the fact that we have completely overhauled our website to make it easier to navigate and more consistent. As part of our documentation overhaul, every aspect of the InaSAFE project can now be translated into different languages. and we welcome contributors who wish to add new translations to join us on TransEffects. The next step in the InaSAFE roadmap is to make sure that it is compatible with the upcoming QGIS 2 release, which we are planning to release InaSAFE 2 as soon as QGIS 2 is released.